Hello you guys, so today we're going to be using the skills that you've learned to start a new different topic, and it's going to be about solving equations. And we're going to be first working on solving one-step equations, and I want you to think about that word, the word equations. What word does the word equations remind you of? Maybe the word equal? Well, the word equal should pop up in your head because it kind of like fits there in the beginning, right? So, an equation should always have an equal side. And what does that mean when something is equal? Well, that they have the same value on both sides. So let's go ahead and check that out. Let's go ahead and play. And you're going to click on one-step equation. And it tells you, set up, model the equation. X plus 5 equals -2. So when I have equal, remember it means the same thing or the same value on both sides. And the reason this game is using a balance is because let's say I put my X on the one side, on the left side, sorry. Notice how it's unbalanced now? Do you see that? One side is heavier than the other. So we're going to be using this balance to see what is this X equal to. So let's do the plus 5 on one side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now -2 on the other. 1, 2. Notice how it's balanced now? So we know we set up the equation correctly. Let's move on to the next step. It says step 1, isolate the X tiles. The word isolate means to get something by itself. So we want the X tile to be by itself. So that purple tile. How do I get rid of those plus ones? How do I get rid of those plus ones? Do you guys have an idea? Well, we need to add negative ones. Because remember, a plus 1 and a -1 make a 0. So let's go ahead and click on that red -1. Whoa, did you see that? What happened? Let me do it one more time. There's 2 -1s. One -1 is going on the left side and one -1 is going on the right side. Why do you think that is? Well, we want to keep both sides balanced, right? Because equal means we want it to be balanced on both sides or the same on both sides, equal on both sides. So whatever I do to one side, I have to do it to the other side. So let's keep adding -1s. Notice I'm adding -1s to both sides. And look, I have my X by itself. So let's go ahead and click that green check mark. So now it's asking me, enter the X value. X plus 5 equals -2. So now we should know what X is equal to. Let's look at our balance. X equals -7. I know it's kind of weird to think that something has a negative weight to it, but this value, remember, a variable can be negative, it can be positive, it can be 0. So our answers are not just going to be negative, they can also be, they're not just going to be positive, they can also be negative or even 0. So in this case, X equals -7. Ooh, we got it right. Let's go ahead and do another one. Ooh, now it's different. It says X plus -2 equals -11. So on my left side, I'm going to have an X, -2. And on the other side, I'm going to have -11. Awesome, we got that check mark. Go ahead and click it. And now it says step 1, isolate the X tiles. Do you remember what the word isolate means? Yep, it means to get the X by itself, to get something by itself. Wait a minute. Now I have -1 next to the X tile. How do I get rid of -1s? Do I add another -1? Do negative and negative make 0? Oh no, that didn't work. Let's go ahead and try that again. I'm going to hit the restart button. So I'm going to set it up again. X, -2. And -11. So that negative button didn't work. Let's try the other button. Whoa, that one did work. And did you notice? It gave both a positive to one side and a positive to the other side. So remember, whatever you do to one side, you have to do it to the other side. Okay? Important things to take note of. I still have another -1 to get rid of, and I remember a negative plus a positive gives me 0. Boom. Awesome. Now I have my x by itself. So x equals, what do you think x equals to? Hopefully you didn't say -11, because what does the balance tell me? X equals -9, because I have -9 on the right side of the balance. And that's how you play this game. So I'm going to have you guys record 6 of them and record your steps as well. The worksheet that you're going to record your work on is going to look like this. And let's say I wanted to record my work. Oopsies, pencil's too big. Let's say I wanted to record my work for that last problem. X plus -2 equals -11. How did I get rid of that -2? Well, if I remember, I added 2 to both sides. And I'm going to go ahead and draw this line on the equal sign so I know to distinguish from the left side and the right side. So I added 2 to both sides. -2 plus 2, that's 0. That's how we got rid of that -2. I was left with just x. I still have my equal sign. And -11 plus 2 gave me -9. So in my drawing, I could have an x. So you can draw it how they do it, where they draw a box and then put an x. Or you can do it how we learned it, which was a rectangle shaded in is a positive x. And 9 unshaded boxes or squares stand for -9. And just to be clear, x equals -9, or x has the same value as -9. So that's how you're going to be recording your work. So you only have to do 6. Pretty easy activity. So there are 3 things that I want you guys to take away from this. So the first thing is all equations have an equal sign. Okay, and what I was talking about earlier is that you can kind of see it in the word. So look at these first. You kind of almost see that word equal in the word equations. So just remember that. All equations have an equal sign. Okay, the second thing. My goal for solving equations is to isolate the x. And remember, the word isolate means to get the x by itself. And it won't always be an x. It can be any variable. It can be B, it can be A, it can be C, D, any letter of the alphabet. So maybe it's better to say to get the variable by itself. Okay, and the third thing that I want you guys to remember is what you do to one side, you do to the other side. So remember, what do I mean by that? If I add a negative, I have to add it to the other side as well. If I add a positive, I had to add it to the other side as well. Okay, guys, I hope you're having a lovely Monday, and I'll see you again tomorrow.